I've been asked by family members who are going through the probate process in Southern California. They'll ask, what's the difference between an executor or an administrator? Let's call it the personal representative versus the heirs. So the personal representative could be a family member, or sometimes it's an outside party like a professional fiduciary who petitions the court. But let's keep it as a family member. Sometimes it's like the oldest family member, the oldest brother, the oldest sibling, the oldest child of the deceased, or the one who was closest to them, maybe caring for them before they passed. So the personal representative petitions the court, and they get paid statutory fees for their services once they're appointed. Their services are, they pay for, most of the time they pay for a bond before they get their letters. They work with the attorney on the taxes of the estate. They do an inventory and appraisal of the assets. They notify the creditors. They do a final accounting, right? That's the role, and they get paid statutory fees for these services, and they work alongside the attorney on these services to the estate. The heirs are the beneficiaries of the estate. So a common misconception is, like, sometimes I'll ask the personal representative, I'll ask, and sometimes they're living at the property, and I'll ask them if they're going to be selling the home, and they'll say no, I'm keeping the home. And I'll ask, because I'm trying to determine if they're the sole heir. I'll ask if they're the only one. They'll say, yeah, it's only me. The rest already signed and said that I'm the going to be the administrator. And I'll ask if there's other brothers, and they'll say yes, but they've already signed. So there is other brothers and sisters, hence those are the beneficiaries, the heirs. So the heirs, most of the time, have equal share of the asset that was left behind by the deceased. The personal representative will get paid for their services. They'll get paid statutory fees for their role as the administrator, but at final accounting, the statutory fees and whatever other expenses that the estate had are accounted for, but then the rest of the proceeds of the asset are split equally amongst the heirs. The heirs are entitled most of the time to equal shares.